Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we uncover the real stories behind those flashy corporate announcements you see splashed everywhere. Today, we're diving into Nutanix Incorporated and their latest financial moves. And let me tell you, it involves a lot of money changing hands. Fast. If you like getting the lowdown on what these filings really mean for companies you might invest in or even just work for, make sure you are subscribed. And hey, we've got a growing community over on Discord to keep chatting about these things. The link is in the description below. So, what is the big news from Nutanix Incorporated? In short, they announced a massive buyback of their own stock. We're talking about them spending $300 million to snap up shares of their own company's stock. This action officially took place on the 16th of December 2025. Now, why would a company buy back its own stock? Well, it can signal a few things. Sometimes it means the company believes its stock is undervalued, a sort of vote of confidence. Other times, it is a way to return cash to shareholders indirectly, making each remaining share worth a bit more, assuming the business continues to perform. Nutanix Incorporated is a major player in what is called cloud computing infrastructure, basically helping businesses manage their technology in a more flexible way using cloud services. Think of them as the engineers building the roads and bridges for businesses to run their digital operations smoothly. The shares they're buying back are their class of common stock, which is the kind most investors would own. This is all happening under what is called an accelerated share repurchase agreement. This isn't your everyday buyback. An ASR agreement is essentially a way for a company to quickly buy back large amounts of stock. It is like a speed dating event for share repurchases. Here is where the speed kicks in. On the 17th of December, just one day after they announced it, Nutanix Incorporated is handing over the full $300 million. In return, they're supposed to get about 4.9 million shares right away. That is a whole lot of stock delivered in a very short time. Now, that initial delivery of shares is just an estimate. The final amount of stock they actually end up repurchasing will be figured out later. They'll look at the average price of their stock over a certain period, subtract a bit of a discount, and that is how they'll determine the exact number of shares they've bought. This means there could be a little bit of give and take. This is the flexible part of the ASR. If the stock price moves significantly, the company might get more shares for their money, or they might have to pay a little extra cash, or even give back some shares. It is all about smoothing out the deal based on how the stock performs during this buyback period. They expect this entire buyback process to be wrapped up by the end of January 2026, but it could happen even sooner. It is also worth noting the other party in this deal, Bank of America NA. They're not just a passive buyer. They are a bank that provides various financial services to Nutanix Incorporated, so there is an ongoing business relationship there. Now, usually when companies announce big news like this, they put out a press release. That press release is included as an exhibit with this filing. This is the actual announcement they put out on the 17th of December. So we've got the official filing and then the slightly more polished version for the public. As you'd expect with any report like this, there is a big section dedicated to forward-looking statements. This is legalese basically saying that the company is making predictions about the future, but these are just hopes and expectations, and things could turn out very differently. They're warning investors not to blindly trust these predictions because a lot of things can go wrong. They specifically mention things like how many shares they'll buy back when it will be done, and how they'll pay for it. They also talk about their plans to keep innovating and investing in their business, all with the goal of making money for their shareholders. They point back to their previous annual and quarterly reports for more details on the risks. This is standard practice. They're saying, go read our other filings for the nitty-gritty on what could go wrong. And finally, this section just lists all the documents attached to this filing. Here you again see the press release, Exhibit 99.1. And at the very end, we have the signatures. This is where the authorized people from the company sign off confirming that everything in the report is accurate to the best of their knowledge. In this case, Rukmini Sivaraman, the Chief Financial Officer, signed off on this report on the 17th of December 2025. So, what is the big picture here? Nutanix Incorporated is using a significant chunk of its cash on hand to buy back its stock. This move signals confidence from management, suggesting they believe the company's shares are a good investment right now. It could boost the value of remaining shares by reducing the total number outstanding. However, it also means less cash available for other things like research and development, or potential acquisitions in the fast-paced world of cloud computing. Companies need to constantly innovate. Using $300 million to buy back stock might be a smart short-term move to please investors, but we'll have to keep an eye on whether it impacts their long-term ability to compete and grow. It is a classic balancing act between rewarding current shareholders and investing for future growth. Alright, that is our breakdown of Nutanix Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on this large stock buyback and what it signals for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.